Welcome, Abundance Seekers, to another episode of Fearless and Power Tube, where I help you create an epic life or business and find your potential. So you're here because you want to raise your vibration. And maybe it's because you're dealing with some difficult people in your life or difficult situations and you're feeling a little low. I've been there too. So I'm going to teach you what has worked for me and helped me become a greater version of myself. So on my journey, I have discovered many things. I wrote about this over on my blog. So you can visit there at fearlesspursuits.com and learn some more. This is just a little bit of what I wrote. So to raise your vibration, there are many things that you need to understand. Some of it is very simple, but we understand that we as humans can get really caught up in the self-talk. And when we do that, we often spiral out of control. What's more, when we begin to spiral, we can bring people into the vortex and we can just spiral and feed in together. And it's a bad mess. So we don't want to do that, but we've all been there, haven't we? This is where we've had fights with people and it just gets out of control. So you kind of wonder in that environment, what do you do to raise your vibration? Well, here's a secret I want you to understand, something called the triad. So what that is 3 things that you need to be conscious of at all times. So, number 1, change your physical state. We know for a fact that you literally can change the way you think and feel in a moment just by changing your physical state. So what does that mean? That means exercising, that means dancing, that means leaving the room. It means leaving the house, leaving the person that you happen to be with. And it's okay to excuse yourself and say that you need to go do something. And people generally understand, and they're ready for that break too, whatever the situation may be. So in this situation with this difficult person or a difficult environment, maybe you're not feeling on par or happy, you need to understand that more than likely you're having some internal dialogue. So as part of the triad, we're going to change our physical state, but we're also going to change our internal dialogue. So that's not easy to do for some people. So I'm asking you to step out of your comfort zone and understand that what we need to do is to have a go-to phrase when we're in a difficult situation. And mine is, I am happy, I am happy, I am happy. And it's simple. It's a couple of words and it switches me. Because as a general rule, my life is very happy, but I do run into situations where I'm not feeling very empowered. I'm not feeling in control. So I have a go-to phrase and it snaps me out of it. It's a switch I have in my mind. And what happens is it turns off all of the negative dialogue because I'm standing in front of you on a camera. And it took me a while to get here. There are some self-esteem issues and confidence that I had to work on just to even get here. And that whatever situation it is for you, you've got some negative dialogue that you're working through in your mind. So have a go-to phrase that you can just switch on, and what'll happen is all of that negative talk will switch off. So number 3 as part of the triad is what you say. So it's very important that you don't say anything negative about yourself. So the 2 most powerful words that you can remember is I am. So never, never, never attach any negative word spoken or in your mind with I am in front of it. Never, never, never. So I even hear my young daughter, she's 7, going to be 8 very soon, and I hear her say things like I am, and she'll attach something negative to it. And I think, oh my gosh, she's so young. How on earth did she start this already? But this is normal. This is what we do. So understanding that this is what we do doesn't mean that we have to comply to it and that we have to just go into that. We can start to train our minds, which is what I'm working on with her and with you. So what we want to do is understand that we can say, I am in control, I am happy, I am calm. Whatever the situation is for you at the time. I can think of my other daughter who was in an interesting situation where she had her very first job making pizzas. And that in and of itself was a fine job. But she was working with a difficult individual who stole her mojo, or so she thought. Well, this was an unhappy individual who just didn't like my daughter's happy-go-lucky attitude. And sometimes people just want to rain on your parade, and they want to just give you all of their anxiety and negativity. So she was young and impressionable, and she took it. So she wasn't feeling like she was very abundant, and she needed to raise her vibration. So I had to work with her. So what she needed to do, or you, if you're in that situation where you're actually face to face with an individual and you're feeling as though your vibration is just shrinking. So you want to have something that you can say in that situation. So you can simply say out loud that thank you for the opportunity to listen to your view. And that's very difficult. And you can just sit there and say, thank you, thank you. You know, and that sounds to them like you're appreciative of the news, the criticism that is coming at you. And you can take it and leave and understand that it had nothing at all to do with you. So some of the other things that you can do besides the triad, because I know that that's a very difficult thing for some people to do, especially when you're caught up in the moment of difficult people. But when you leave, there are other things that you can do to raise your vibration. So remember when I was talking about changing your state? So being active and exercising, taking a walk, all of those things, being outside, going to some place where you can dance, socialize. So being physically active will help you raise your vibration. So another thing that you can think of to do is to listen to music. There's something that's so amazing about the tones of music. There's a lot of study that has gone into numbers, and I don't understand it completely myself, but I have studied a little bit, and I do understand that there are different frequencies within music that give us different feelings, and you can study that on your own. But understand that music really does soothe the savage beast. I'm thinking of my baby, my youngest. Oh my gosh, it seemed like she just cried and cried and cried. So if you've ever been around a crying baby, it just grates on your nerves. As much as you love them, you're going insane. And it seems like there's nothing that you can do. But you know what I learned? I turned on music for that baby, and I just wished I had known about it sooner, because I put myself through so much misery listening to her cry. Because I knew she was miserable. We're driving down the road and she's crying. I'm in the front driver's seat. I can't do anything. You know, she needed a hug or she needed something. I couldn't do anything to help her. So I learned that you just turn on the music, and it really worked. And the thing that I've noticed for myself as time has gone on, when I've learned different things, is when I listen to music, it lifts my spirits. And the cool thing about that is that that's where you can start attracting abundance to you. Because remember, what you put out is what you get. So another thing that you can do is laugh. If you want to raise your vibrations, contact someone that you know of that can make you laugh. So it could be going to a comedy show. It could be turning on a video. There's some really great videos, like, I don't know, I like animals. Sometimes I think of those cute little animals that America's Funniest Home Videos used to do. And that always made me laugh. And I could feel good after that for a really long time. So if you're trying to raise your vibration, there's so many things that you can try, but understand that there's so much that you have control over within yourself. Even in difficult situations, understand that triad. So I hope that you got a lot out of this video, and I hope that you can attract amazing things to your life by raising your vibration and feeling happy and good. If you like this video and you want to share it to someone to help raise their vibration, please like it and subscribe, and be sure to share it. That's all I have for you today on Fearless and Power Tube. Thanks for coming.